moment. Yeah!
What's going on, you guys? So, Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya, comes out and takes some shots at a lot of the male boxers in the sport of boxing. He says this: I'll tell you one thing, Clarissa Shields has got more ovaries than all you boxers have balls, because she actually humbled herself as well as ventured into real fighting. Ooh. Now, a lot of boxing fans really would take that personal. Really, they're not going to like that. Okay? And with your boy Bushido being a fight fan, I'm going to go play devil's advocate on this video. So leave your comments in the comment section, because what I'm about to say, you may not like. But I think Israel Adesanya is right. Yeah, that's right. Israel Adesanya is right. And as a guy who trained in multiple martial arts, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and I'm training boxing now. Me personally, I feel that as far as stand-up is concerned, I feel that Muay Thai is the most effective art of standing up. That's just my opinion. I've trained it. I understand it. I know some of the history about it. And I feel that Muay Thai is the most effective striking art. That's right. Muay Thai. Kickboxing, then boxing. And the reason why I say boxing last is because boxing only has two weapons. However, those two weapons are very great. But with Israel Adesanya said, he's right. Clarissa Shields ventured off into a sport that was foreign, something that she's typically don't do. Kick, grapple, knee, etc., etc. It's just something that she just typically don't do. She's a boxer, and she's one of the best. And she got a lot of respect for MMA fans and just real fight fans in general, just because of the effort she's put into the sport of mixed martial arts. A lot of boxers don't typically venture down to mixed martial arts because they feel that it's a step down. And in reality, for the male boxers, it is. For the pay, it's a step down. Now, all boxers don't get paid as well as the top boxers do. Some of the top MMA fighters get paid more than some of the boxers do. Not all the top boxers. Top boxers get paid millions. The MMA fighters, they get $1 million too, depending on who you are. Conor McGregor, Adesanya, Jorge Masvidal, the needle movers, the guys that's really shaking and moving. They're making some good money. But guys in between, and that's always been the big thing when it came to boxers venturing off to MMA. Now, an MMA guy hop in a boxing ring in a heartbeat. It's worth it. It's more lucrative. And MMA guys train boxing anyway, right? Mixed martial arts, boxing is part of mixed martial arts. One of the main parts of mixed martial arts. And MMA guys train boxing. But boxing guys typically don't train in the grappling arts, the kicking, the punching, the knees, the elbows, the clinching, the ground game. They don't do any of that stuff. So they'll be out like in open water without a life jacket. Right in the middle of the ocean without a life jacket, with barely a boat. But I think Israel Adesanya is right. A lot of these boxers won't venture off to MMA unless they're not really making money into boxing. Now, we've seen what happened when a world-class boxer steps into the octagon, a la James Toney versus Randy Couture some years ago, a while ago. Didn't end well for James Toney. Randy Couture didn't even give him a chance to stand up. He went right for the ankle pick, took him to the ground, and just kind of pounded him out, and James Toney just a fish out of water, right? A lot of boxers, I think, don't want to hop in the octagon because they don't want to get embarrassed. Not to mention the money isn't quite what they're used to getting. But I think that's a built-in excuse for a lot of boxers. Now, not all boxers making these big paydays. Now, some of the top guys, Crawford, Canelo, the top guys, they make enough money to where they don't have to worry about sports like mixed martial arts. However, you still go have these guys out there, these mixed martial arts guys, that's going to be saying, well, these boxers, they ain't got no balls. They don't want to come to our sport. They always want us to come to their sport. But they don't ever want to come to our sport and show us what they really got. And I agree with the MMA guys. As a fight fan, I agree. I would like to see some of these top boxers venture off to MMA just to show the mixed martial arts guys what's up. In my opinion, mixed martial arts is the closest thing to a real actual fight. Most fights end up in some type of grappling exchanges. Most fights are no holds barred. And that's what mixed martial arts used to be, no holds barred fighting, right? So it's the closest thing to a real fight. And when guys like Israel Adesanya, who's versed in multiple disciplines, right? He was a pro boxer, kickboxer, now mixed martial artist. Israel Adesanya has over 100-some fights all together in all 3 sports and only lost about 7 times, right? I think he only got like 7 losses out of a total of 100-something fights in all 3 sports. So he knows what he's talking about. A lot of boxing fans may disagree, but he's right. A lot of these boxers don't want to venture off to MMA. Claressa Shields is one of the few. But like I said earlier in the video, the females MMA and females boxing is a little different than the males. Female mixed martial arts is very popular, very popular. The ladies get a lot of shine. They get a lot of recognition, fame. They get money. Big fights get made. So it'll be better for a lot of the female boxers to think about mixed martial arts, right? But as far as the males, it's a little different. You know, a lot of the boxers are stuck in their ways. They're making a lot of money. And they don't really see themselves getting into the octagon getting embarrassed. Let's just be honest. A lot of those guys get embarrassed, man. There's only a few boxers that I feel that could possibly handle themselves in the octagon. Terrence Crawford being one of them. And that's because of his grappling background that he has, right? But not too many boxers I feel that can hop in the octagon with only 6 months training, 3, 4, 5, 6 months training, hop in the octagon and fight a mid-level guy. It'd be tough. It'd be tough for him. Why? Because of the leg kicks, because of the range difference. You know, it's different. It's a lot different. The stance is another thing. I think a lot of boxing guys don't really want to look at things like the stance. The boxer stance is typically wide. So that leaves your legs wide open for leg kicks. And it's hard to check a kick when your stance is so wide unless you know how to properly check these kicks. So unless a boxer knows how to deal with the kicks, the grappling, and how to defend themselves in all aspects of mixed martial arts, it will be a struggle for those guys. Yes, I know. Bushido boxing, I know. It's boxing, I know. I love boxing too, but this is the reality. I've trained this stuff, right? I've trained Muay Thai. I trained kickboxing. I did some grappling and things of that nature, right? So I know the difference. I'm training boxing now. I love boxing. Love it. But when you add in those kicks, those knees, those elbows, that changes everything. That changes everything. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.